Hey guys, how's it going? So tonight I'm finally reviewing the GE67. I bought this personally back in July, and this has been the laptop I've had the longest in my rotation. And there is a lot to love about this laptop. There's one really main reason to love about this laptop, and I'm sure most of you guys already know what that is. But so let's just get right into it. Let's just start with the build and design. So looking at the lid, this is identical to the GE66 review, so if you do want to go check out that old video, you're more than welcome to. It was one of my earlier ones. Probably wasn't my best. Not saying that these new videos are much better, but I was kind of a fan of it, kind of not. I feel like there are some elements to this design that just doesn't seem right, but it's the little things that sometimes makes a big difference. That instead of using the blue color that they did with the regular GE66, you're getting like a black here. This is kind of like a space black if this was an Apple color. And the inclusion of the MSI logo etched into the side, it kind of gives it like a European sports car vibe. And I think it kind of works. You still have those weird fins around where the hinge is. But you know what? I think probably because it's blacked out, it's not as bad. And even the Dragon logo, having it blacked out instead of that cheapish looking plastic blue logo does kind of help the design a little bit. And then coming to the back, the protruding end, it's necessary for thermals. I know it's not ideal, but it is necessary. It's made out of plastic, and despite that, I still think they should redesign this laptop for 2023, and I'm really looking forward to next year to see what comes our way. So then, flipping it around, and then when you're looking at the screen, you're getting some big bezels, and being able to see the black borders will take you out of the experience unless you're in a completely dark room. So let's just move over to the keyboard deck now. So things start to get a little bit better here, and this is coming into more of the important parts. The keyboard deck is made out of a very solid, very premium aluminum. There is no flex. It's really nice to rest your hands on and to get some long gaming sessions in order to get some work done. And then in the front, you have this light bar. It's called the Aurora, the MSI Aurora. I'll just call it the light bar because that's just easier to say. I like that it's more diffused than other laptops, so it's not bright, it's not distracting. It is a very nice, elegant piece of RGB on a gaming laptop that doesn't go overboard. And then looking at the back of the laptop, this is what got most of the redesign. I was hoping that now it will be made out of metal so it can match more of its premium competitors. And I feel like this product competes with those. And to have plastic at the back is a bit disappointing. It does help with heat management though, and you can rest this on your lap without it burning. I guess that just depends on how you feel about having plastic on the back. So now let's look at the ports. I am happy with the port selection. I've never found myself needing an extra port of everything. In 2022, you're still buying brand new products that were made in 2022 that use USB Type A. So I'm not ready to go the 100% Type C route. In fact, I almost wouldn't even choose a laptop that doesn't have any Type A ports. The headphone jack sounds far better than any other gaming laptop. So when I pair these with my Sennheiser's HD6XX, I'm getting a really, really good experience, and to the point where a lot of times that's just what I use as my gaming headset. You're getting an SD card slot, and if that's important to you, you know if it is or it's not. The good thing about this is you also do have ports in the back. I like that not all of the ports are in the back, but I like that you kind of get the best of both worlds. I just can't imagine anyone not being happy with the port selection on this laptop. Alright, so I do want to touch on the speakers a little bit. They're okay, they're serviceable, they're not the greatest, they're not the worst, but they can't come close to the X17, to the Razer Blade 17, and to the Legion 7. If this laptop came out 2 years ago, I would have said that the speakers are pretty decent, they're usable. But now that the competition has caught up and in many ways got a lot better, I just can't say that these speakers are that great anymore. Not a big deal. If you would ask me, I would prefer the better headphone jack than having better dedicated speakers. Okay, so let me just quickly touch on the keyboard and the trackpad. They're both fine. Let me start with the keyboard. Compared to the competition, it's not the greatest, not the worst, and it's not bad. It's good enough. I think that the travel is a little bit shorter than what I'm used to. And there aren't any kind of mechanical switches available on this particular model either. But you know what? I've been typing up a lot of this, doing some Excel work. I've been typing up emails, and sometimes as I think about things I want to talk about for some of my videos, I'll just pull up my laptop and I'll start jotting away. And I'm at the point right now where I don't think about using the keyboard, which is actually a good thing. I kind of just focus on what I need to do. But it's not like a super enjoyable experience, and it doesn't have a number pad, but it's good enough. The trackpad, it's made out of plastic, so that kind of sucks. You'll start to see it wear after a few years, but it's just a bit too small. But because it's so responsive though, I'm kind of okay with it, but I do wish it was bigger. That's something that I hope that they fix next year. Another thing I'm not the biggest fan of is this charger. Like, why is this thing so massive? Like, look at this. This kind of really annoys me. And on top of that, it doesn't support USB Type-C charging. So I took this on a few trips, and there were small weekend trips where I knew I wasn't really going to be gaming. So typically, I would just bring the laptop and a Type-C charger. But I can't. I'm forced to bring this gigantic brick, and it really, really, really just took up most of my storage, and my backpack was super, super heavy. This thing alone weighs like 3 or 4 pounds, maybe more. And battery is just terrible. Even on discrete mode, well, not terrible. I can probably squeeze like 3.5 hours out of it, which I guess is standard. But with this 12800HX processor, it's kind of a hog. It's not meant to be efficient. The entire GE series is meant more to be plugged in. I wasn't expecting amazing battery going into this, but what I am a bit disappointed about though is the standby battery. Compared to all the laptops, I can be at 90% and I would close it, the laptop would go to sleep, and then coming back to it like a day or two later, I'm with a dead battery, and then coming back to this gigantic charger. It's the only way I could charge the damn thing, so that part has been kind of annoying. I am nitpicking because I have been using this thing for 4 months, but like none of these things are deal breakers. Some of them are really annoying, like the charger, the poor battery, but none of them have really been a deal breaker, and I still enjoy using this laptop every day. And the main reason why is for the display. This OLED 240Hz panel is absolutely breathtaking. So let's just start with the numbers. I measured 400 nits. I'm getting like 90% Adobe RGB, which is way better than almost any other laptop I've used this year. You're getting full DCI-P3. Obviously, you're getting full 100% sRGB. The response time is instant. I've been playing some Overwatch too, and I have noticed that my performance has been substantially better on this laptop compared to any other device I use. Even my desktop, having the infinite contrast, the vivid colors, having the complete deep blacks, it just really makes the screen immersive, and it's like a joy to use. Every single day when I turn on this laptop, I just get happy using it because of the screen. And on top of that, it's matched with the lowest input lag I have visually been able to identify compared to any other laptop. Even using my RTX 3080 Ti desktop connected to my QD OLED monitor, this still seems faster and more responsive. So then you combine the display with the instant response time and the low input latency, and then you combine it with the performance. This thing is a match made in heaven, and the performance is outstanding. I'm getting about the best you can possibly get out of the 3070 Ti versus any of the other laptops I've tested this year. But if you guys want detailed performance numbers, I did do that when I did the GE67 versus the Legion 7 video. So I actually have charts and everything there. I'm not gonna do that for this video, but I will say that this is performing as expected for a top-end 3070 Ti. And I did have the GE66, so if you want to go back and look at that, if you do decide to get the 3080 Ti version, and for the GE66, when I had the 150 watt TGP GE66, it performed almost identically to the GE76 with the 3080 Ti, and compared to some of the best performing laptops like the Legion 3080 Ti, even at 150 watts TGP, this thing was still keeping up with it. Like this thing never throttles except for when you're running benchmarks, which every gaming laptop does. But under regular load, the temps are in check. Like, I mean, the GPU The GPU with the highest it would get to is like 80, and the CPU the highest I've seen it get to is probably like 89. So those are numbers that I am not worried about. But with the amount of wattage that this thing is pushing, I'm completely okay with those temperatures. I think this is one of those laptops where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. At the end of the day, this is the laptop I chose, and it's still the laptop I'm going to be using for the rest of the year. There's a small chance I might sell it though, just because there's some other laptops I want to check out. I know some of you guys have been asking for a GT77. I don't have my hands on one of them yet. I also ordered the Legion 7 AMD version so I could do some comparisons between the Intel versus the AMD. I got a few comments asking me to check that out, so that's coming soon too. So depending on how things go, I might need to move on. But anyway, those are just some future videos coming. I still plan on using this as my daily laptop, but if I have to get rid of it, it's only to make room for other laptops to cover this channel. So I really, really like this laptop, and if you own it, I hope you like yours too. And if you're thinking about it and I didn't cover anything in this video, just leave me a comment and I usually answer them all. And I try to be fast. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.